Good morning and welcome to worship at Countryside Church. My name is Tom Dempsey and I'm the board member who's bringing you the announcements this morning. We're an intentionally inclusive congregation. We affirm the individual journey, we covenant on our shared journey, and we honor differences, and we celebrate diversity. All are welcome. Please read the blue insert and your e-updates. That's always going to have the most up-to-date information, but I'll share a few announcements as we go along. Please subscribe to Countryside's YouTube channel. You can find the link in this week's e-updates and listen to the last Sunday's worship service category. Slips of paper with the link are in the narthex. And if we get 100 people to subscribe, we actually get promotional benefits and it helps the church. So if you haven't done that, please do so. I also want to let you know that Giving Tuesday is this Tuesday. You may already have flooded inboxes and mail solicitations from lots of charities, but we also want to have people remember Countryside during this time too. So towards that end, we're starting the concept of Giving Tuesday here. So this Tuesday, and every Tuesday in December, we hope that you'll consider making a gift to Countryside Church to help us raise money by the end of the year for rising costs of utilities, benefits, for our hardworking staff. Countryside's so important to all of us, so let's make sure that it remains financially strong and ready to do the work of building the beloved community. Thank you for your support. Also, please join us for Dr. Catherine Hayhoe's keynote address and the CUBE question and answer watch party from Faith in Place Green Team Summit, exploring her most recent book, Saving Us, a climate scientist's case for hope and healing in a divided world. This free event is easy for you to attend in Atherton Hall on next Sunday, December 4th, after the service, starting about 11:30 and lasting until 1:30. It includes a light lunch. No registration is required, and this event is open to everyone at Countryside and friends outside of CCUU. It's a great time to invite a friend to Countryside for the service, coffee hour, and to stay for an awesome event. This is the last event for our mini grant fundraiser with Faith in Place, and we only need 30 more petitions filled out by everyone to reach our goal so that we can receive the $1,000 that's being donated to Countryside. Our monthly theme for November is change. Please help us change lives by donating your pocket change to guests at your table. There's boxes on the table in the narthex ready to receive your spare change. And finally, the Children and Youth Choir, which you'll hear today, is also practicing after the service as well. So kids, you're not off the hook when 11 o'clock comes around. Newcomers, visitors, friends, and members are all welcome at all events. Please stop to meet our greeters at the kinship table inside Atherton Hall. After this morning's service during fellowship, we'd love to get to know you and answer any questions you have about Countryside Church activities. If you're not yet on our mailing list, please fill out a yellow newcomer card and sign up on the homepage of our website. So again, welcome. We're glad that you decided to spend Sunday morning with us.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And change will come to you. And change will come to you.
Welcome. I am Natalie Umbrasact. My pronouns are she, her, and this is our service today.
I'm Leilani Smith. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome.
Today we honor all who contribute to caring for, parenting, grandparenting, and loving the children of our community. Today's service, Reverend Denise has called our Thanksgiving leftovers, holiday kickoff, and child dedication potpourri service. We do have so much to be thankful for. We are also sparking the first light of Advent today, kicking off the holiday season. Members of this community dedicate our care, respect, storytelling, and nurturing of children and families in our Unitarian Universalist tradition. We dedicate our hearts and minds to kindling curiosity in our children. Indeed, our questions and contributions enrich our church community.
This is quite different than how some think of baptism in the Christian theological tradition, which assumes that we are born in sin. It's a purification ritual and a welcome into the Christian family. Unitarian Universalism rejects the doctrine of original sin, believing that we are born blessed and fully fabulous already. We retain the tradition of welcoming the child into the church family in this service of blessing and dedication by the family, friends, and congregation to the child. It is us who are called to serve the well-being of this human to grow into their full potential.
The water symbol in our ritual today is not the washing away of sin, but the abundance of the universe outflowing blessing from the cup of life, a cup that is also reflected in the symbolism of our flaming chalice, as well as a bowl of water we use for each dedication. The earth, the air, the fire, and the water, all of the elements are represented here. The earthly home of the body, the air representing the breath of life in the child, the fire of the chalice, and the water of outpouring love.
Good morning. Alice lighting words today are by the Reverend Christian Smith and Alexis Capon. We light this chalice for our children and for us, celebrating the flame of faith lit in each of us, honoring the light each of us brings into the world, rejoicing in the community that we create together. Now, if you would, in body or spirit, rise so that we can sing our first hymn, number 338, I Seek the Spirit of a Child, and remain standing afterwards because we will be doing our covenant. Thank you.
I seek the spirit of a child who leads life naturally. The child who sings full alive, greets the morning sun with glee. Children
As a congregation united in covenant, promises of how we aspire to be together, please join me in reciting our covenant. We unite to strengthen the bonds of kinship among all persons, to promote human dignity, and to increase reverence for life's creating, sustaining, and transforming power through worship, study, and service.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Denise Colley. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the interim minister here. This Sunday marks the beginning of Advent for those who celebrate it. The term Advent is Latin for that which is coming. This is a time of preparation, of waiting in the dark for the return of the light at winter solstice and the birth of the sun, S-U-N, or S-O-N at Christmas. There are many traditions that celebrate and deepen our experience of waiting for the light, and you will be treated to many of them throughout this coming month. And although you might miss them if you allow your December to be overtaken by commercialism, I love Advent calendars. I love unusual ones aimed at revealing art or good wishes. As a kid, I just got a picture to look at each day behind the window, and that was frankly enough excitement for me. I never had a candy one, let alone these Advent calendars dispensing jam, wine, cheese, or dog biscuits. Advent has gone the way of many commercial takeovers like that elf on the shelf. December brings many holidays of light, and this year Advent starts in November, which I think is entirely wrong, but thus the potpourri service. Unitarian Universalism has Protestant roots in Advent. Thus, we all can claim this season of light. As a child, I watched the church light the purple candles, and then the pink one, which to me meant the countdown to presents. When I jettisoned myself from Catholicism, I never thought I would go back to wanting to light Advent candles, let alone building one in my own home. But when my son was a toddler, I was introduced to a more pagan, earthly kind of version of it all. And the countdown was to the sun, S-U-N, that is Sun Child and Mother Earth version. And I'm going to be sharing that with, a little bit of a Christian mix-up here at Countryside. Today, one of our kids processed up with me carrying one lantern with a purple ribbon for Advent. And each week, as we travel through Advent, children representing that week of Advent will join me. Now, as an adult, I have learned the benefit of having something to look forward to, something I'm waiting for. We are in this time of wondering when it, and that is a giant it, will be over, or when it will come, or when it will happen. What is your it? Think about it for a minute. In this congregation, I often hear the it expressed and focused on getting the new minister. I hear people talking all about search. We have to get ready for the search team. And then I hear that and I think, what about the interim work? We must do that first. We must start that first. We'll continue some of it at the same time, but the interim work is much like the cleaning the house for company or preparing the soil if you're a gardener. You know that you can't grow anything in poor soil, right? So we're preparing soil that is healthy and full of mulch, organic mulch from food scraps, and we're mixing it all back together and we're making new healthy soil. It's got lots of hummus in it. We're going to be making the best soil. Our tomato plants are going to flourish in this countryside garden. It is super important, and yet not as much top of mind. While we think it's wildly important, it is like thinking Santa will come without cleaning the house, decorating, cleaning, cooking, making lists, and preparing. We all know Santa does not come without all those things first. I wonder what you are waiting for in your lives. What is your countdown? Is it something fun like a trip or someone coming to visit? Is it worry about a test result or loss of abilities as we age? Does your countdown have a certain end date in mind, or is it unknown? Like watching a loved one suffer with an illness. Some countdowns are challenging, and some are a lot of fun. And the trick is to look at all of them like liminal times. Those are the times we work on our spiritual health. Now, I've introduced you to this concept before about liminal time. It's that in-between time, betwixt and between. The time where one door closes and you're waiting for the next one to open and you're stuck in between, in the hallway. That time in the hallway can be lonely, or it can be creative. Look around in the dark. Look around right now. You are not alone. We are right here with you. I am here for you in the congregation, especially as it pertains to the interim work. And soon our interim transitions team will be announcing their work with me and with you, because the minister has work they do and the congregation has work you do for the interim time. There will be gatherings to do that house cleaning in our brains and in our hearts to bring the congregation to its next place. But this year, I invite each of you to have an Advent. The Hebrew and Christian scriptures share lessons in stories. What lessons do you need to learn in this time and know you are not too old? What do you need to count down to? Later this week, you'll get an outdoor Advent calendar in the Lifespan Religious Ed newsletter. There's an outdoor Find the Thing Advent. But there might be another one you want to do. Perhaps a check-in each week. Perhaps Advent could be a time where you meditate each day on a specific troublesome person in your life, or a difficult issue you're grappling with, or a time to challenge yourself to learn something new, a new skill, a new word, a new anti-racism tool, or read a page in a book about a community that you think is unlike you. I wrote to you this past week about the terrible tragedy at Club Q and asking you to challenge yourselves to learn something new about an audience you think is unlike you. And I said I was going to do the same. Advent could be your time, your mechanism to challenge yourself to do that. Maybe you want to use it as a time to reuse something, save our earth a bit. Could you make a gift out of something you're reusing? Use Advent to spur you to a new place in your mind and your heart. I encourage you to come up with a whole list of things you can write on the back of the order of service that you can count down to. I'll allow you to text on your phone during this service to yourself. Not because you're waiting for God to appear, but you might be, or Christmas, or Santa, or solstice, but because you are preparing yourself to be anew. Today we share a verse as we create our Advent display. So we're not just doing a little, wreath this year. No, we're going full on display. and you get to participate in each week. So it's gonna look kind of blank at first. And each week it will build, and you will bring different things, and I will write to you, like I did this past week in the newsletter, about what you can bring. So the first light of Advent is the light of stone, stones that live in crystals, seashells, and bones. So some of the children especially, we passed out stones and shells this week, and you can always bring things from your homes. We look for bits of bones and calcified treasures on walks, and in the coming weeks, we'll learn that the second light of Advent next week is the light of plants. Plants that reach up to the sun and in the breezes that dance. We will add greenery next week. That week is the second light of Advent. The third light of Advent is the light of beasts. All await from birth, from greatest to least. We will add animals and fun little figures. This is a time for your Lego figures and your Playmobil to come out, or little stuffed toys or felted treasures. And the fourth light of Advent is the light of humankind, the light of hope that we may learn to love and understand. And Allison will be teaching us a song for each of these verses. Each week we'll be adding to it. So when we light the candles, we'll say this verse, and my son used to read the verses, and well, he's a teenager now, so it's hit or miss, but go with it on your own if you must. We light our candles right before dinner, and we say the verse that Allison will be sharing with you. And during that time, this week and each week, I will be asking you to come over during the little song and place your treasures on the scene. We need reminders about what gives us joy and pleasure in life. We need reminders that we're not alone and we're going at this together. And we are preparing our spirits. Advent is a time to come, an important arrival. I urge you to have an Advent this year.
As our candle is lit, I would like to invite those who have an item for the Advent table to come forward and to listen also to this song. Come on forward. Join me. The first light of Advent is the light of stones, light that lives in seashells, in crystal and in bones. Again, please. The first light of Advent is the light of stones, light that lives in seashells, in crystals, and in bones. Last time. The first light of Advent is the light of stones, light that lives in seashells, in crystals, and in bones.
Good morning. A little lost as to where I am. Okay. Yes. Several people's scripts in my folder this morning. Okay, good morning. I am Mary Sheldon, your Director of Lifespan Religious Education, she, her, and our story today is Your Name is a Song by Jamila Tompkins Bigelow, illustrated by Luisa Urbe. I'm not coming back ever again, the girl stomped. Please don't stomp unless we're stepping in a drill team, Mama said. Was your first day of school so bad? The girl looked down. No one could say my name. No one? Not even your teacher? Mama asked. She tried. It got stuck in her mouth. The street musician swayed and played. Mama closed her eyes and swayed. Tell your teacher that your name is a song. Thank you. Tell your teacher that your name is a song. The girl wrinkled her brows. I can't say that. Names aren't songs. Sure they are. Take the name Kotane. It's a melody. Girl whispered the name. Tap to tap went her feet. Mamadou is a beat. Dandowetu stretches out like a love song. Yes, girl, names are songs. Sing your name. Your teacher will learn to sing it too. The girl did a jig as they walked on. But then her feet slowed. Umi, she called to her mama. During snack, some girls pretended to choke on my name. At the red light, a car boomed a hip-hop bass beat that pounded in their chests. Pat, pat, pat. Mama patted her chest. Tell those girls that some names must be said from here. Names come from your heart? The girl asked. Say the name ha from there. You got to go deeper to say aham. As they crossed the street, the girl touched her chest. Juana is here. Ngozi goes deeper, pokes me in the stomach. Yes, girl, from your heart say your name. Those girls will learn to use their hearts too. The girl bopped to the beat as they walked on. One boy's eyes got all wide when I said my name. Is my name scary? Wires sparked above a streetcar and they jumped back, startled. Mama put a calming hand on the girl's shoulder. Tell that boy, some names have fire. You can put fire in a name? Kweku storms in on a Wednesday and fire dances in Sagnika, Mama said. Names are that strong? The girl asked. Xiomara fights a battle in your mouth. Julonk lunges like a dragon, and Udom is magnificent. The girl's lips trembled. Yes, girl, just like you. On her toes, the girl rose as they walked on. What about the kids at recess who said my name sounds made up? Mama pointed up. Tell them that some names come from there. From the sky? The girl asked. Made-up names come from dreamers. Their real names were stolen long ago, so they dream up new ones. They make a way out of no way, make names out of no names, pull them from the sky. The girl reached up to pull names too. Tajay and Trayvon, they sit on clouds with Jalante. Mama nodded. And Laquan and Lamika are the twinkle in the stars, the glimmer in the minds that think and tinker. Are these names new songs? The girl asked. Yes, girl, tell everyone to learn new songs too. The next day, the girl didn't want to go to school, but she had songs to teach. "Line up," Ms. Anderson hollered. The girl looked to the sky. She saw dreams and fire there. Ms. Anderson hollered names. "Benjamin!" Tap to tap went the girl's feet. "Here!" "Siobhan!" To tap. "Here!" "Olivia!" To tap to tap. "Here!" The girl stopped tapping. Her name was getting stuck in Ms. Anderson's mouth again. The girl sang. The whole class stared. "What are you doing?" Ms. Anderson asked. "I'm singing my name so you'll learn it." "Names are not songs," Ms. Anderson huffed. "Ms. Anderson," sang the girl. Ms. Anderson frowned. "Your name is a pretty song," the girl said. Ms. Anderson's frown turned into a smile. "Why, thank you." "What about me?" Bob asked. "What's my song?" The girl sang, "Bow, wow, wow, wow." Other kids asked for songs too. She sang and sang their names. Ms. Anderson asked, "Could we hear your song again?" The girl sang her name. The teacher sang it back. One kid sang it and another. Everyone sang her name. "Cora Jalimuso." It was music to her ears.
Today, we are blessing our children with love and respect, and we are using symbols of the elements of air, water, fire, and earth to dedicate ourselves to them as members of this community. Today, we offer blessings and we covenant to help these children and their families become creators of the goodness in this world. Families who we are dedicating, please come up and bring your children with you. Come on up by me. All right, Pranger family, please introduce these lovely souls and tell us a bit about their names.
So this is James, and James Patrick is his full name. He was named for his two great-grandfathers. I never liked the name James, but when his great-grandmother was lying after hip surgery, and I told her that we were pregnant again, she went, "Oh, if you have a boy, I hope you name him James." And then she had a stroke and passed away. And we found out he was a boy, we knew it was going to be James. So James, he, him. And this is Michaela, she, her. And Michaela is a little different. Right after I got engaged to her lovely father, she came to me in a dream and said, "Mom, you picked the right dad. When I am born one day, name me Michaela E."
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Jesslyn Azalea Maureen, soon to be Scoggin, currently Chang. And we were going to name her just Azalea originally, but then the artist Iggy Azalea came out. I thought, nope, not gonna make that her first name. That's the two middle names. So we looked for a couple of days and then we found the name Jesslyn, which means blessed with wealth and beauty.
Henry Newman said that to give someone a blessing is the most significant affirmation we can offer. Jesslyn, Michaela, and James, we welcome you to this community with beauty, nature, and your community surrounding us.
You are each irreplaceable. There is no one else in our community like any one of you. And our congregation is dedicating ourselves to you and your caregivers and your family and your community. And we welcome all, Jesslyn, you too, all of your beauty.
Children come forth with stardust in their hair, a light that shines like the sun in their eyes, their hearts beating out the seasons of eternity, and with hands to shape the future. Children come to us and make themselves part of our very being. Through birth, adoption, fostering, by extending our circle of care in many ways, we, the congregation, dedicate ourselves to nurturing your lives.
I am going to begin our dedication ritual today. We're going to do this one at a time. I am going to dip a rose that is unique like each of you and holds so much beauty like each of you into some water that we have blessed from the rain. And I will touch this one to your head, Jesslyn, and give you your hands. And I will bless each of your hands and give you the rose to hold for your beauty. Kayla, I bless your head and your mind, your hands for creating. Give you this rose for all the beauty which you will create. James, I also bless your head and your mind, your hands and all your creativity, and give you this rose for all the beauty you will create.
We welcome you to this community with water. Water connects all the living. Water is life. Water will be an important issue in your lifetime. Reverend Denise dips the flower into water to represent your essential connection with all of us in this community and to the world. Water connects us to our interdependent web of life. We symbolize this with a flower to remind us to be connected to beauty and to nature.
Next, we welcome you each to Earth. We want to tie you to this earth and to nature and all that is created. I'm going to sprinkle your hands, and your feet. Everybody gets their own sprinkles. We want to use these sprinkles to ground you to this community and to ground you to the earth. You get some extra so we know what happened. We want to ground you in all of your journeys, and we want to ground you to all of us. That means we're all responsible for helping to nurture. And goodness knows, since pandemic, parents need more help nurturing than ever, and our kids are clinging closer than they ever did before. So it's our job to check on them.
Blessing you with earth is a reminder that learning involves trying new things. Sometimes learning is messy. Sometimes we get dirty. Sometimes we will need to be forgiven and try again. This community is here to help you and your loved ones. Please allow us to help ground you.
We see great potential that lies in every human life, and we know that each of these children will bring unique gifts to us, to humanity. They each have their own path to go on. And if we as a community can help each of these beautiful souls to grow, it's up to us to encourage them to ask questions, ask all kinds of questions. We won't always know the answers, but the questions are important. We also will be here to help you deeply root as you grow into teens and adults and all that. This will always be a home for you. And even when you don't live by this church, other UU churches will be ready to wrap you up, and you have places in our leadership.
May we recognize and nurture the unique gifts of these children. The flame in our chalice represents the spark that you bring to this community and to your family. We appreciate all the ways that you bring smiles, laughter, stories, and joy. We also welcome your struggles and your questions.
We bless you with fire, too, for the spark each of you brings to this world. We want your spark. We are not here to put it out. We are here to nurture that fire.
We are here to accompany this family through challenges and joys. This community pledges our support.
Now, this part I'm really excited about. All the years that I've been to baby dedications, when they blessed them with soil, we would blow on the children, which I said doesn't feel quite right to me in this age of COVID. So if you could please put out your hands where I put the dirt. We're gonna bless you with air. We're gonna fan the air all over you, blessing you with that element. Plus, it looks a lot better than blowing. We want to give you blessings as we gently help you navigate all the winds that you need to be steadied from. I fanned each of you as a symbol of the air that we breathe and a blessing for both breezes and gusts that will give you direction. Blessed be, and may it be so.
Blessed be,
And may it be so.
We continue to welcome you all into our Lifespan Religious Education Program to form your faith, which is a lifetime endeavor. We need learning about theology, spirituality, and ethical grounding throughout our lives. The children of our religious education program have made some special blessings for the children we welcome in dedication.
The service is so big, we have 3 worship associates.
Classes wrote these wishes for you. We wish you a long, healthy, and happy life. May you always be treated with care and respect, and may you always feel loved. May you enjoy music and laughter, the beauty of nature and life itself. May you live a good life, learn to help others, and may you always hold love and wonder in your heart. We welcome you to our church family and hope you will find many friends here. Welcome.
By this service of dedication, we commit ourselves to nurture the lives of these children, and it is our custom to pledge our covenantal support. So today, those here in the sanctuary will first lift up your hearts on your order of service, if you could rise, and lift up your hearts as a symbol of your promise, and show these families all your hearts. Wait, I'm gonna take your picture. And then I'm gonna have another activity for you. How awesome. Okay, now you're gonna turn around. Don't sit down, turn around and show Luis and Jeff your hearts so the people online know what's happening. See, isn't that cool? Wave them around. All right. I think you got it. Thumbs up. Excellent. And now I invite all of you to stay standing for a moment and join me in the congregational affirmation of this blessing. We promise to always be supportive of you and your parents in the journeys and adventures ahead. We promise you our loving presence in your life. We will encourage you in your community to help you thrive and become what you are called to be. Let's give them all a round of applause. That way.
You may be seated. We have a reading from the prophet, Gahil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. Would the children's choir come forward, please?
Good morning. My name is Sienna Pennick. I'm in 5th grade, and I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. Hello, my name is Michaela Pringer. I am in 6th grade, and I hope as well. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. My name is William Crosstip. I dedicate this to my mom and my little kitty Hona.
My name is Elijah Krostiv. I also am dedicating this to my mom, for she has just turned 39.
Hello, my name is Quinn Smith. I'm 12, and I just want to sing. So.
My name is William Umberzak, and I am 10. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hi, I'm Julia Umberzak. I'm also 10, and I dedicate this to my cat Bowie, who is very, very chunky.
Hello, my name is James, and I am also 10. And I'm dedicating this to my sister's birthday, which is tomorrow.
Got your Advent list done? Today we are celebrating youth and the importance of youth and young adults. In Unitarian Universalism, Like most faiths, we are aging. And it's time for us to turn and take a hard look at young adults, at youth, and hold them as important as we share leadership with them. An interesting, exciting thing that happened in the world of Unitarian Universalism this week is that we vote on who will be the president of the association, and they're like our spiritual figure, and they have the job for 6 years when they do it. And how many of you have ever been on the nominating committee here or somewhere else? Right? It's hard work. Well, the nominating committee takes applications and people suggest names, and then people have to fill out these really long, because we're Unitarian, long applications. And then the nominating committee reviews those and can put forth a couple of names. And they went to put forth a couple of names, and one of the people said, you know, I've rethought it and I'm not going to do it. So there's only one nominee for president this year. Now, we're dedicated to democracy, so we let people pick between now and February to apply sort of again, you know, and see if anyone wants to run by petition. So at the moment, the person who's been put forth as who I personally hope will be the next UUA president will be Reverend Dr. Sophia Bettencourt. And if that name sounds familiar to you, not only is she a wildly gifted writer and eco-womanist feminist, it's a really wonderful body of work that she's author of. She was once the UUA co-president when we had 3 presidents for that little while. So she's got a taste of it. So she really knows what she's getting herself into. And one of the things she came out with this week is that she thinks it's time for us to start sharing leadership with youth and young adults in our movement. And I'm pretty excited about that platform. She's put it way front and center. And so today, I'd like anyone, and quite frankly, under 50 to please rise, any youth, children, young adults, and I'd like to give them a hand. Not quite yet, I'll let you know when, but I'm preparing you. Because youth and young adults regularly model for us creative solutions to community building. And it is time to shift our focus back into how we honor those examples of leadership and promote our collective well-being. In fact, often little habits that we get into doing in our congregations come from how the youth at GA, at General Assembly, and our other smaller movements, as well as the lock-ins and the youth cons and things like that, the way they do worship and the way they teach us to listen, and you should covenant with them. It is big, all right? And they call you back into covenant pretty often, and it's great. And so I also want to say to anyone young here, and all of you, we're always here for you. You know, what we're finding is that people who are older have better tools and maybe more resources, and we're finding that it's younger folks that are feeling really lonely. Historically, and when I say historically, I mean like the past, you know, millions and millions of years, children were always raised with at least 4 adults around per child. This is a brand new thing that we tell people to go off and raise your kids on your own, figure it out. Life is lonely, and I want you to know we're here for you. And I don't care if you didn't grow up in this church, we're here for you. You know someone who's off, invite them in, because we are here. We have people to sit beside you as you're lonely, you're unsure. We have the lay ministry, pastoral leaders. We have the board and myself. We're all only a text away. And so Countryside, please, let's invite everyone under 50 or so to rise. I mean it. Round up or down as you feel comfortable. All of you rise, yes. And let's give everyone a hand for this being your spiritual home. You're always welcome here. Thank you.
So now it's time for the offertory. It's a time to consider our generosity. There's been study after study that has shown that there's really a high correlation between generous people and increased mental, physical well-being, better social relationships, less stress, even longer longevity, satisfaction with your life and your career. You kind of see where I'm going with this already. But this service has been all about gratitude, thanksgiving, and that's as it should be. But I think that gratitude and generosity really go hand in hand. Gratitude's kind of a feeling of being thankful for what you have. Generosity is how you express it. So if grateful is how you feel, generous is how you act. So if you want to be more relaxed, happier, have more friends, healthy, satisfied, here's a golden opportunity. Also follow the prompts if you would rather text your gift in. If you're at home, there are prompts, there's instructions in the order of worship. So listen to this beautiful song from this really talented choir, and the morning offering will be received. Thank you.
In the silence of a midwinter dusk, there's a sound so faint that for all you can tell, it may only be the sound of silence itself. You hold your breath to listen. You are aware of the beating of your heart. The extraordinary thing that's about to happen is matched only by the extraordinary moment just before it happens. Advent is the name of that moment, Frederick.
Thank you to everyone, for the more than 25 people it took to put on this week's service. Thank you. Now, I hear that this congregation likes cake. So to celebrate youth and the wonders of all that we are grateful for, there will be cake in coffee hour today. And I'd like you to all extend welcome to these families that had their children dedicated. And some of our young folks will also be decorating for the Christmas tree afterwards, and you're welcome to join them for that. And before we go, before we gather again, may each of us bring happiness into another person's life. May we each be surprised by the gifts that surround us. Even when those gifts are sorrowful, they teach us things. May we each be enlivened by constant curiosity, and may we remain together in spirit till the hour we meet again.
And now, before we eat cake, we close out the month of November. But please continue to be the change. And to my children's choir who did lovely today, I know that you want cake, and there's also children's choir rehearsal, and we have a dilemma. So it goes like this: go get a piece of cake and then come to children's choir, because Christmas is coming, my friends, and we cannot wait. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change
change will come to you. And change will come to you.
Let them eat cake